Hi.
Hello. Is it working
Can you
now?
hear us? Oh, yay.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Cool. So my lovely little intro was for not.
Yeah, it was for...
What's the delay? What's the delay? Cool. That explains why that took so long.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Look at our ads. Okay. Do you want to do your intro again?
Yeah, sure. I can hit up again. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first match of the KU Esports Overwatch season. As always, I am Marshall, joined by my lovely co-host Maddie.
Hey.
And we are both members of the JV Jayhawk Overwatch team.
Yep. We are playing the Wichita State Shockers today. So another Kansas team. So it'll be interesting to see what it is. But it's not the most important match in retrospect to like K-State or Missouri. But it'll still be interesting. I think I literally said that.
Now, before we get underway here, I do want to talk about some issues that are plaguing the Jayhawks here from the scrim matches that we were able to watch. One big thing to point out with is that in the first set of scrim matches, a venture was used to great effect against the Jayhawks to ultimately dismantle that support backline.
Yep.
And it's incredible to notice the difference between 6v6 and 5v5 and how much one hero can make a difference.
Yeah, because when you're running 6v6, that would have been punished really quickly with a flex tank, but now with the main tank, it's a little bit harder to peel for your backline, and the Venture was living rent-free in our backline's head.
Absolutely rent-free. Now, for those of you that are maybe not familiar with Overwatch, Overwatch used to be a 6v6 team competitive shooter, and now we have switched to a 5v5, which many argue makes certain abilities more impactful in the overall gaming experience.
Yep.
Now, that's going to be one huge thing to pay attention to is ability cooldown and cycling.
Yep. What's really interesting here, though, is we're set up to play the Juno Brig, which is kind of in the new meta within the past week, and they are on the Kiriko Lucio, so it'll be interesting to see what this matchup looks like.
Would you call the Shockers composition a dive composition with the presence of a Wrecking Ball? And how will the Jayhawks composition stack up against it?
We'll see. They take this first team fight here, but there's a little bit of some scariness with this ball, but our back.
And already we have devolved into absolute chaos. And as we were joking before the stream, Swirlhawk, the first to die for the Jayhawks. And it looks like the Jayhawks are going to lose this first team fight here, getting absolutely surgically dissected by the Shockers.
Yeah, their Lucio's doing things at the backline. I didn't see it, but that seemed to be pretty detrimental to our team.
And that is one of the best ways to play Lucio, and especially with a Tracer and Genji. Utter pandemonium in the backline.
Here we go. We'll take the right side here. This will be better.
That is the better play, as you don't run the risk of getting bumped off the bridge. Genji going for a deep flank from the Shockers. Is he called out? He's called out. They know he's there. The Jayhawks kind of clustered in the little entryway there, letting the D.Va soak up most of the damage, and the Wrecking Ball falls off the map, unable to salvage it.
Traded boops, though.
The Jayhawks look significantly better, and the Genji laying low the Juno. Lots of healing potential lost from her abilities.
No, we have both supports out, though, and our break comes back here. They're curing for this, though.
But the D.Va falls, and it's all over. The Jayhawks lose the second major team fight.
They did look a lot better. I think taking the...
That was a much better second fight. Are we going to see any composition changes? It doesn't seem likely from the Jayhawks.
No, I think they'll keep the same comp. Oh, nope. Oh, that's really unfortunate. That's rather unfortunate. The Tracer can pulse off on the Brig. We did switch over to the Cassidy, so maybe that'll be able to punish this ball a little bit more with the Hinder. It did just get a buff today.
That's true. The Hinder has gone up in damage from, what was it, 45 to 75, if I remember correctly? Yes.
It's up to 75.
And the
hit
hit scan will definitely be a nice added bit of guaranteed damage coming in against this composition. But once again, the Jayhawks are getting split and finding most of their team sandwiched. Brigidalt coming out here. Big kills onto the Lucio and the Tracer and the Genji.
That's great for a goal.
Now, if they're able to contain this Wrecking Ball, this will be the point captured for the Jayhawks.
Yeah, they got to see that this Lucio's still in there. Yeah, they tagged him. Yeah, that's really good break goal.
Absolutely well recovered by the Jayhawks there to get the point, but now they're in a very precarious situation they're going to have to contend with a Kiriko and a Lucio ult. That is a
And NACE.
lot of healing potential. And now the Wrecking Ball ult is online, which creates a giant minefield.
Oh, here he's going straight into our backline.
Is he going to go for the minefield?
Arjuna
He's
did
going
that
for the
right.
minefield. Swirlhawk deploys the Juno ult.
Keeping him alive, but
Oh, but Thinking and Wendy are down. That's both DPS offline with the Pulse Bomb. The Diva pops her ult,
have both support ults
and that
here.
Diva ult will find nobody.
Shockers.
And it looks like
Rather rough
the
fight
first
there.
point of Lijiang Control Tower is going to go the way of the Shockers.
Looking for Lucio to maybe get a touch. Do we get it? Yeah.
Oh,
they
the
do.
touch is
They
on.
keep Sunny on point.
The Pulse Bomb goes out, misses its mark.
Okay,
Oh, but the
Pineapple
Kiriko's
goes
off
off.
the map. There comes the
Okay,
Lucio ult.
ult. They still have bomb for the Shockers. For Diva on point.
But this Diva is in a 1v3 situation
the
here.
bomb goes off on the back line.
He's almost got the... Oh, no! And Baby Diva just has nothing to stay alive with. Oh, and the second contest
Yep.
coming in.
Adventure.
They're just trickling in to try to keep it alive, and with that, Thinking falls, and the first point with it.
Yeah.
Maddie, what are some things that the Jayhawks should probably alter going into the second point here of Lijiang Tower?
Yeah, I mean, it was just, they were rather getting dove on and not being able to keep up with it, so that was a little bit hard. The Kiriko Lucio comp's really good into that type of point. I don't really know what else they could have done differently there, except maybe not Juno ulted into the mines. It's my only thought process there, because they're ultimately going to die to that. Juno can't really take that out, so.
I definitely think that Juno ult was used in a last-ditch sort of attempt there to try to preserve themselves on the site, but I think the fight was lost just because they had no real way of, like, countering this such heavy focus from the Shockers here.
Okay, so Shockers are going to have a Juno Ana comp running into this, so if KU is able to take advantage of this, they can easily dive this on them, but we're not really dive on. So.
No, but the Ramatra is a
Oh,
good pick in response to
nice.
this heavy dive composition.
Great
An
headshot from
absolutely
Swirlhawk.
well-punishing tank for really squishy characters like a Genji.
Yep.
And that mobile shield is going to provide a lot more cover and
Good
protection
slow.
than the Diva projection deletion.
All right, good rotate.
The Ramatra diving in takes out the Tracer.
Yeah.
Good job at keeping the Shockers from actually being able to form a front line to seriously threaten the KU backline support.
That's the issue with running this Wrecking Ball, is this Ana's so fragile in the back. If they dive her, they...
Yeah, but that Wrecking Ball, they just left him alone trying to go for that backline kill.
They trade this off pretty nicely, though. Oh.
But now both supports are down and out, and it's just Thinking and Pills left to contend with the entirety of the Shockers, trying to get that health pool, but he can't get it. And with that, the Jayhawks will lose the point.
Setting up for a good next fight, though. We're coming up on both our support ults, and there's a little bit staggered. This Juno's not getting too much value with this Wrecking Ball on their team. She had to play super,
No, but they are
passive.
definitely succeeding in spite of...
I think they know this game is sure.
It almost makes you wonder if the Jayhawks should bring someone that can do a
both
little
their
bit more
DPS are
control
down, yeah.
work. But the isolation trying to just pick that Genji. They will get the Genji, but they will lose Swirlhawk. Once again, the Kiriko coming offline. The Pulse Bomb goes
great
out,
move.
hits the Lucio. Excellent play. Cass goes down. This is very winnable for the Jayhawks. Good ability there to eliminate the Juno. Gets the health pool, but now he has to leave.
Nice. That's great.
And the Wrecking Ball
Got
able
out
to
really
keep
nicely
it
there.
in.
Oh, and they get an easy pick on this Tracer, which is good. Our Lucio can go try and contest that on up there. As I was saying earlier, she's so fragile. Getting some nice shots off of it. Should be a pretty easy point retake.
Yeah, but the Jayhawks are gonna need to get this thing capped. Right now, it's the Shockers that are generating percentage charge off of it. This isn't good.
Okay.
But they're winning the team fights, and the Jayhawks will secure the point. An
It's a nice
excellent.
dry team fight as well. We used no ults there.
And the Jayhawks are sitting on all 5 ultimates. Now, it's going to be a matter of which combinations do they use, because if they are to dump all 5, that almost assuredly means that the Shockers would probably come back to win this point. I'm almost wondering if the best composition wouldn't be to, like, Swirlhawk has to stay alive, though. That Curie ult is massive.
Yep,
Genji ult comes out.
Yep. Perfect.
Frosty pops the cast ult, gets the Juno.
Really denying their Genji any sort of room there.
And they have two ultimates that are ideal for a final hold, a Kiriko and a Ramatra ult.
It's a perfect ult usage by them.
Very well played by the Jayhawks.
Yeah. Thinking really said, I'm about to say no to this. Genji Blade and just Genji bladed right back in his face. That was crazy.
Sometimes to fight fire, you gotta fight fire with fire.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, and the enemy Juno ult comes out, and here comes the Kiri ult
Oh, we Suzu too early there.
from the Jayhawk. Yup, that Suzu got used way too early, but here comes the Ramatra ult. Can it hold on?
Look at this.
Can he keep it alive? This enemy team is, the Shockers are moving too fast.
It's fine, we get a pick on their Genji.
That's big.
Swirlhawk's
Just keeping
low in the
that
back here,
wrecking
he's
ball
gotta
off.
live.
Oh no. Kiri goes down to the Tracer. It's crunch time. The Jayhawks, can they
have
hold
no
it?
tank though. If we can get this Kiri right here, would be useful.
Kiri.
That's a really good slow. That's a really good slow.
Good slow, but unable to find the kill. Tracer slipping away.
Nice kill onto the Genji. They're really gonna have to protect.
Oh, an
Swirlhawk
emergency
here.
Doomfist to try to contest the keep the point
Lucio,
contested.
shocker.
Oh,
He
but it
just
doesn't
dies
matter.
though. This Lucio on their team's gonna have touch though.
Nope.
Oh, nope.
No
I guess
touch.
not.
And an excellent recovery on the second point
Perfect.
by the Jayhawks.
That was played really well. That was played really well. Yeah, that comp worked a lot better. The Ana Juno from the Shockers is just really, really fragile. They have to protect that Ana, so you saw their Juno playing farther back there, and it just was really punishable.
Yeah, I definitely think that like the change-up that was needed from the Jayhawks was the change in the tank.
Yep.
The Diva does not counter a wrecking ball all that well because you're effectively trying to have two dive comps hitting each other, and quite frankly, in my opinion, the wrecking ball is better at just staying alive and harassing a backline than a Diva is.
Diva's been really strong, but I don't know, it just wasn't working in our favor that game.
No, it was not.
Their Mantra against the Wrecking Ball though is really strong, so it'll be good.
Oh, and they used the teleport in from the Symmetra to quickly get onto the point, switching back to the Genji.
We're gonna want to play more on point here, so
Yeah, that's just the nature of this objective. And the poke coming out here from the Shockers is massive. Like the early onset damage is just amazing to watch.
yeah, and they're splitting this really well.
Yep, and
fine, our
he has
tank
to pop
has
form early, but he gets the kill onto the Lucio. That's big. Oh, and the wrecking ball. Wonderful recovery from the Jayhawks here to just shut down this whole team flank from the Shockers and to secure the point.
It's really well played.
And Pills is the last one standing for the Jayhawks.
Oh my gosh, it's really
But he can't quite get the capture.
He's here with the
Oh, and
Kiriko,
the
but this
Suzu. I don't know if that Suzu was necessary. Ramatra still had form in his pocket.
no Suzu at all. Slow's going out.
Slow just misses. He's dancing around, shadow boxing the Genji and the Tracer. Ultimately lost in the spin zone like the sock left in the washer machine.
He's gonna have to get out here and just die.
Yeah, and thinking just gonna have to just take that
Wow,
reset.
that was a really good touch by the Wrecking Ball.
Absolutely. And coming up here in terms of ultimates.
This is definitely an interesting angle. I don't
Oh no,
know
it works. It looks dumb, but it works because then you can just get an easy slam onto the back line.
Yeah, forcing the roll out of our retreat. Seeking more interest angle.
Both abilities down on the Cassidy.
Tracer will out from the Shockers though, so.
But he does have Deadeye. Lucio going in, punishing this enemy Lucio, trying to boop him off the map, thinking we'll get the Kiriko. Wrecking Ball doing what he does best, being an annoying hamster, but he will ultimately perish at the hands of Thinking.
Wow, these Shockers just have a lot of touch.
It's just, it's like, I'm trying to find the words to describe it, but it's like watching that really annoying fly that you just can't seem to get with the fly swatter. That is the best way I can describe the Shockers. They're just all over the place all of the time.
Yep.
And
That's exactly how they're playing right now.
And it's proven effective. They're getting the picks they need to get as a result of the absolute pandemonium that they're causing. But the Jayhawks have responded well.
Yeah, we're coming up on 5 ults here, so actually we have all 5.
We do.
They don't have these
Oh,
yet.
the Genji ult comes out, but he gets slowed. And he will get the Lucio. He will get the Kiriko.
Oh my gosh, our Lucio ulted there. And he got killed before. Oh, that's so tragic.
Yep.
That's so tragic.
And the Jayhawks look like, yep, they're going to lose this team fight and lose the point. Burning 2 ultimates, but arguably they still have
They still
3
have
ults that are...
here.
They have, yeah, they have that Ramatra ult, they have that Genji ult, and they have that Kiri ult, which
Yeah,
is enough to
Shockers are
retake
going to have
the
both
point.
support ults, though, so...
Both
the
support
V
ults and the
Kitsune.
Pulse Bomb.
Yep.
And that Pulse Bomb could be the game changer here, especially if it finds...
Here, this
Oh, and Swirlhawk just dies again. But he did manage to get the Kiri ult off before he
Which
died.
is good. And it's on point, so it's
And the
exactly what we
Ramatra ult
needed.
coming out, and the
Wow,
Genji ult coming out here.
blade from thinking. Oh my
Absolutely
gosh, what
nuclear.
a beast. Except it's the same issue again where Ramatra's, I mean, the only one alive.
Yeah, Ramatra last one
It's
standing.
fine. Their ball doesn't touch this again.
No, he couldn't. He had too low a health.
He's got to get out, though.
He does. Ramatra does just have to leave. But he does get the mines forced out.
It's a really good stagger.
That is.
It's a really good stagger.
Buys just enough time, but now the Jayhawks are left without the tank. But it looks like the Shockers
No
are just going
ults,
to
and
hold
they're
it.
going to have bomb here. So we'll see what they can do. It'll have to be a dry push here, but it'll be interesting to see how they take this fight.
Yeah, but they're going to have to make that push soon.
Yep.
They're going to have to make it fast. The
see
Tracer's
if
looking
this
for it.
Tracer-
The Tracer wants it. He's going to go
Wow.
for it, but he misses the bomb. He will get the
We're
kill.
trading Lucios. Okay, Genji down.
Genji down. Ball down as well.
Wow.
Impressive recovery from the Jayhawks here. Can they keep it alive? They got to stay on that point.
Yep. Wow.
Well done by the Jayhawks to retake that point and win the team fight. No ultimates up on the board just yet, though the Genji may get it in time for the next major team fight.
Cassidy will have high noon for this next fight if he can get back and get it some sort of angle to get some poke off onto the...
It's a little difficult on this
Shockers.
objective, though.
See, he's at 90. He'll have it before this next fight, so that's really good for us. But
That's
they're split
true.
pushing like they did this first time, which didn't work out for them.
And all it takes is one death to just lead to the cascade.
Oh, wow. Our Lucio gets there.
Ah, but the cast goes down with the ult in pocket. And it's a Lucio brawl.
Our Lucio's taking out both of their supports.
Oh, and the Genji ult from the Shockers comes out, but are they going to finish capping the point? Yeah, they will. And it looks like this second, or the third point is going to go the way of Wichita. Unless... No, there's nothing. They're not going to get there in time. And with that, Lijiang Tower goes the way of the Shockers to put them up 1-0 in the series.
Yep. Play the game coming from their Genji. I wonder which one this will be. I think it's going to be...
That's a solid one. Is this the this is the very beginning?
First fight, but... Oh my gosh.
Absolutely just carving up the Jayhawks like the roast turkey at Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
dinner.
oh my gosh.
Absolutely eviscerating.
Yeah. But we'll go on a break real quick here in between matches, and then we'll be back with you guys the next one.
Traveling to Icon
We're good? All right, and welcome back just in time for Eichenwald. Now, this is a hybrid capture point and push map.
Yep.
Will this elicit any major team composition changes from the Jayhawks compared to what we saw on Lijiang Tower?
It'll be interesting to see if we keep the Kiri Lucio. Obviously, those are more of the comfort picks for our back line because Juno's still new to the game, so it's not like the most advantageous role, but yeah, they're going to stay on the...
The Orisa is a good pick, especially with the Ramatra coming in from the Shockers here. That's a really good lineup in favor of the Jayhawks here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this Ana Juno comp because since we're not really...
Although I will say, while that Orisa is a good pick, I am biased in favor of that Mei coming out from the Shockers here. Mei is a wonderful, if you can get those walls right, it does not matter if that Orisa pops that Fortify, she will die.
Yep.
And Mei's biggest attribute is isolation in containing that player that just gets a little too greedy.
Yeah, this will be interesting. It'll be a really good wall if they can just wall off our team consecutively through this bridge. But it'll be interesting to see. I want to see how this Juno Ana comp works for them because it didn't work on the second map, but they brought it back for the third.
They did. Now, going back to the backline conversation here, it is imperative that the Jayhawks keep that backline alive. The biggest issue that was plaguing them on Lijiang was the fact that they could not keep their healers alive. And I'm not sure if it's a communication issue or if it is just a situational awareness issue.
Oh, that's a good
but the Tracer's the first to fall. It's not good, but it is a Reaper. And the Reaper will take out the Orisa, followed swiftly by Kiriko.
All right, swapping back onto the Cass.
Cass is a really good counter to a Mei. I have noticed that if your Cass is good, he can keep that Mei back just enough to not get too in your face, and that's where Mei is really good. As
and we're mirroring the. Oh, this is bad.
Ooh, that's not good. Ramatra's been antied by the Ana, which means he cannot receive any healing until the effects are worn off, which forces the Suzu to come out of Swirlhawk.
Well, actually, Swirlhawk Suzu'd before that because he was getting low in the back line, so he
just can't. It's just, I mean, that's
good
great.
pick against this Mei. This Mei was really out of position there.
Yep, the Mei's out of position. So was the Reaper just a little bit.
Yep.
He will Wraith form out of there, right into the waiting arms of thinking.
I mean, that was played perfectly by them. Way to section him off. I'm sure there was a boop there that we just didn't see on.
Absolutely. And I think Lucio was, I think, the right pick here just to get in that backline and really cause some mayhem.
I'm really, really also liking this.
Nice. That's big.
So this is a really big ult from this Ramatra, though.
It is, but it means that the Ramatra will not have that.
Said again, so this is really not the best comp. I wonder how Lucio's going to get out of this. This will be interesting.
He will just wall ride along the edge of the map.
He's out. Wow.
Pure skill. And he's right back into it.
Yep.
Cassidy has the Deadeye.
We're taking a nice off
He's in a pretty good spot. Genji weak, and the freeze comes off on pills. This isn't good. That will be tanked.
They have to burn in here, though.
But they don't get the kill. The Shockers fail to capitalize. This could be it. This could decide the capture. Oh, and thinking denied before he can actually get any usage out of the ultimate there.
Wow.
Jayhawk Ramatra coming out here.
Out from this. Just not going to do anything. That Juno ult's so good with the Reaper.
Absolutely. Oh, and Swirlhawk also burned the Kiri ult.
Yeah, I didn't see that. He's back up to 30. We'll be fine.
It's a fast charging ult, yeah. And now the Reaper is just going to exist
wow, this
in the
Ana
shadows.
is back to 67 on her ult. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
Oh, this Reaper's taking a really advantageous angle against our backline.
He's just but he gets spotted out by the late arrival.
They're just gonna walk through this.
That's
what they should be doing.
Nice, forcing the icicle. Forcing the Ana was forced to use the pill. She can't anti. They can't stress about that Reaper too much. They got to win that team. They got to get a pick on site and push that fight. Otherwise, that Reaper is going to come up from behind them.
Great.
Nice. The Ana pill comes out again, but Ramatra will fall, followed by Cass.
Yeah, that should have been a fast rotate through that castle. I think that's what they were trying to do, but
they just, for some reason, stalled up. And Lucio will not be able to escape.
Ghost Reaper is getting a lot of value, and they have...
And it looks like the Jayhawks are going to be held to no capture. Oh, this May ult's going to end it here. The second that push comes through, it's Blizzard time, and everybody's freezing in place.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness. Is that going to be a whole team freeze? Really
well.
Close, but that's it.
That was really played well by the Shockers.
Absolutely spectacular May ult.
And we just spectated that. That's not the best thing in the world. Wow, that was really disappointing.
The Jayhawks had the right composition for that fight, I think. I just think they needed to have done something. I can't quite figure out what they need to have done different.
Well, we had absolutely zero use out of our Kitsune because, I mean, we didn't even see where it went. So that's really a big deciding factor. And they really should have taken that, except for the fact that the Shockers came back with a Ramatra Nano. So,
it almost begs at that point, like, the Shockers had such a brawl-heavy front line. That why don't you just get really hyper-aggressive on that back line?
Yeah.
At least the common sense to me would dictate that, you know, you pick the dive comp, you go for the D.Va, because the D.Va can shut down a lot of that Ramatra damage coming out. It can delete... D.Va can delete the fist projectiles.
No,
Can't she?
Oh, we're running the map here. Interesting. So we're trying to stay alive. They reset as well. I'm actually not too sure about that, I'm not going to lie. I don't play Take enough for that.
The Sojourn, I think this... And here comes that Venture. Now,
oh boy.
As alluded to before the first match on Lijiang, Venture was used to great effect in a scrimmage match against the Jayhawks to just utterly dismantle them. And if I remember correctly, I think it was even on this map.
There was, yeah, it was literally the entire scrims. So they're really going to have to learn how to protect their backline here, so hopefully they learn something from those scrims. But if this Venture can get any sort of value on the backline, it's just really
and once again, just...
But Baptiste and Lucio, we have a lot more mobility, we have a lot more, like, survivability.
Survivability is big. Kiriko is just so squishy. Venture is just so annoying, and the anti already coming out here, forcing kills on the back foot. Things are not looking good. The Shockers taking the initiative and just...
Genji's driving on their backline.
Oh,
good pick on the
good. That's
Juno.
a good trade. That's a really good trade for the Jayhawks, getting that Juno out of the fight early. Yes, you lose the Genji, but you still have that Sojourn up.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
just like
no.
instantly deleted by the Genji and Venture combo.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh man.
And only defense live.
And what a shockingly short icon wall here.
Yeah, it was real rough.
Once again, lost in the sauce, lost in the spin zone, just not able to effectively counter what the Shockers have thrown at them.
Yeah, the Genji Venture really just, they dove in there and they got a lot of value off of their backline, our backline, because they could just assassinate them.
And it also comes back to the thing of even the damage, even the DPS heroes from the Jayhawks are very squishy, and they're just not able to either effectively...
Oh my god, I didn't even see this!
Oh, that's just a BM, just a BM
Poor
Reaper
Wendy's
ult.
Frosty Portax.
That is just a BM Reaper
Yeah,
ult.
that was real sad.
That is a dominance insertion.
It's so sad. Oh, I feel bad. Yeah.
My goodness, we took that break, and then we came back, and we were in Icon Wall for a grand total of 5 minutes.
Okay, we're going to take another break before this map, but we'll come back to you guys in a few minutes.
Oh, that's not that bad. It's better than...
I do not like Flashpoint. I don't like Flashpoint.
Awesome. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here,
30-second breaks.
Our 30-second break. Hopefully this match will not take 5 minutes, and we actually have some pretty interesting team fights to watch and talk about here. Now, during the break, Maddie and I were talking about how just slow the Jayhawks have been in reacting to what the Shockers have thrown their way. This was, I'm sure we could go back and talk about a few examples from Lijiang Tower, but specifically on Eichenwald, you know that Reaper is going to sit there and hide. You know that Mei is going to sit there and hide and just wait for you to walk through and pick off a straggler.
Yep.
Or maybe not even a straggler, just pick
off
the squishy target.
Maybe the D.Va would have been a little bit more advantageous there because at least Pills could have walked through, baited out the Mei wall.
The Mei wall and just jet out of there.
Yep.
Any hero with any vertical movement renders a Mei wall useless.
Interesting pick here from Pills, the Junker Queen. It's been really good if
nice, but I think a Junker Queen pairs very nicely with a Mei, but it doesn't matter.
Good.
They will absolutely dismantle that Ramatra, thinking will fall though to the Illari. A very underrated support player, in my opinion. Her ultimate is just spectacular. And they're just going to let her exist out there and kill the Lucio.
Yeah.
Oh, and a technical error.
So this is what I was thinking. I thought the Ramatra died so fast. It's the wrong health pools for the tanks. So there's I was like, no way their Ramatra just died that fast.
Utterly shocked. It would have been a nice change of pace, though, if that were the case. You're like, wow, they really just woke up there and like just made that quick adjustment. But with that being said, with that short 5-minute game on Eichenwald, the Shockers are up 2-0 in the series. This is a must-win for the Jayhawks.
Yes, it is. Junker pick will be interesting, and they're still running the same backline. So
I think
I'm not sure about the Juno Illari. I'm not gonna lie. It's interesting because the Illari can take really aggressive angles, and I guess get boosted out.
That turret outputs an insane amount of healing. If you cannot deal with that turret, it's going to punish you.
The good thing is we have a Lucio and a Genji, so they can probably get on that fast.
But they do. But the Shockers are bringing out the Sombra, which is my personal favorite pick to bring on these like King of the Hill style game modes, just because you can cause so much panic in a backline. And I mean, Kiri, if I see a Kiri on the other team and I'm playing Sombra, it's like looking at a nice plate of Kansas City barbecue. It is mouth-watering and it is tempting.
Yeah.
It just, I think a Mei would be so much better, though. If you're going to bring the Junker Queen, like the amount of damage a Junker Queen can output and even pull people in.
Yeah, the Junker Queen pick will be interesting. I will say, haven't seen her too much in the Overwatch Contender series, but if we do know, our legend, our hero, Super, he was an Overwatch League player. He runs the Junker Queen a lot and seems to get a lot of value out of it.
Junker Queen, if Junker Queen is played right, the value is insane. You're absolutely right, Maddie. But I do think that a Mei pick in conjunction with a Junker Queen is just beautiful.
Yeah.
It works wonders because you can isolate and just dismantle. No real big changes here coming out from either team. I mean, both of the lineups for that starting fight were pretty solid, minus the health pool kerfuffle.
Yeah, I was sitting here and I was
like... It was shocking. I was just like, oh, wow.
I looked at his health bar.
That is a much better start.
Yeah, I looked at the health bar and I was like, this just doesn't seem right. It looked like, I don't know. I don't know what game mode it is that lowers their... Oh, I think it's a... I don't know which game mode it is, I'm not gonna lie. I'll sit here.
The arcade ones, I think.
Yeah, I know. I know it's one of the arcade... Oh my gosh, look, Swirlhawk has the lifeguard.
There they go. They're
skin.
getting the movement in. They're going much faster, but their movement may be fast, but can their reactions match the movement here?
It'll be interesting to see if we can handle the pressure that's going to be put on our backline
that
here.
Junker Queen going out there. Nice.
Lindy's Frosting having to dive in onto point. This Ramatra might take...
But the shout's been forced out from the Junker Queen, and the form's been forced out from the Ramatra. Who's going to win the first fight? Who's will be the first to fall?
Wow, that was
the
really,
Jayhawks stay
really
alive.
Well played from the
very solid team rotate, but Swirlhawk running the risk of dying. The Suzu comes out, and it's not going to matter. He will fall.
It's fine. We get the Illari here, we get the pillar.
That's a good trade. But this Junker Queen's not going to be able to survive all by herself. In a 1v1, I take that Ramatra.
No, I was about to say.
I take the Ramatra any day in a 1v1, but it doesn't matter. Lucio comes back in for the quick save.
That bleed is crazy, dude. Like, I take the Junker Queen over that every single fight.
The Sombra is going to slip away into the night. Just kidding.
Oh, wow, really punished. We can go punish this Juno here.
Absolutely, just get the point.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
Wow, what a dominant Junker Queen. I'm liking this pick. This is a lot better.
A wonderful recovery
I
from the
will
Jayhawks
say
here.
their rotation around definitely left out the Kiriko, but it is because we forced TP so soon because she was so
going
low.
to die,
However,
and then died anyway.
yeah.
But that Suzu was important for keeping
Suzu was
the
important,
team
but we
alive.
didn't need a TP there,
No.
so that's the reason we
Yeah.
lose on that. But otherwise,
I mean,
still
despite that really solid team rotate, just
wow,
that 1v1 could have been really bad. Forced the form out, really well played.
just dies there. Oh, I guess their Sombra was causing
Yeah,
havoc
that's what Sombra does
Yep.
best. It's the same thing with Reaper, but I just like the poison a little bit better from a Sombra. Are they going to be able to get a quick punish? No. Yeah, that team rotate was really good, but then they rotate right back into like a danger choke point, and all of their backs are to them, and it leaves that Junker Queen in a disadvantageous 1v1, which again, I'd take that Ramatra any day, but for whatever reason.
No, I think the Junker Queen survives that heavily. She's got a lot of.
She forced out the scream.
Oh, that's so big.
Ult.
That's so big.
With the Ramatra ult to counter. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The Genji Blade's huge from the
Oh,
Shockers.
and just surgical precision.
Wow.
The first point will go to the Shockers. Now, this, much like the new game mode that Blizzard has put out, can be a very landslidey game mode.
Yep.
Even if you lose that first point very decisively, if you get it right in that second team fight on that second point, you can just cascade. No major composition changes. The Genji going on the flank. They gotta turn around. They gotta know he's there.
Kitsune coming out from Cage.
That's probably solid, but it doesn't matter because Pills and Thinking and now Swirlhawk will all die. Even with the Kiri ult. Oh, and just, if there's one thing a Lucio hates, it's a Sombra, and he'll just die to take the reset. Yep. You gotta know you're gonna get flanked. They've done it to you every single time. And like you're just not reacting to it. You're not taking, like, he's there. He's isolated.
Yep.
3 people need to turn around and just put damage on him to maybe encourage him to not push.
Yep.
And then you can stay alive and have your backline be more secure. You know they're running a Sombra. You know there's going to be someone right behind you.
Yeah.
Juno ult coming out here. The Alari ult in the back pocket. Junker Queen running the risk of perishing. Good Genji deflect. But it doesn't matter. Wendy goes down. Thinking goes down, and just the fold once again, losing the team fight. This brawl, they're not really running a traditional brawl composition, but you could fool me. The Shockers are absolutely doing it. They're just absolutely taking these right and left hooks from the Jayhawks on the chin.
Yeah, I say we have to get more aggressive with our Lucio beat there and just preemptively beat that. Oh, did we force the ones out already? Is that what I heard?
That may have been
This
what that
Genji's
was.
flanking again.
Here he comes, sneaking in the back line. Thinking has his
He's
ultimate.
setting up though for his ult.
But
Gotta
you
get
just
rid of this
go
pylon.
for it. You just gotta
that
go
health
for
pack,
it.
yep.
You just too squishy. And even then, I think the Jungle Queen, while it was working at first, is no longer really working.
I would concur with that.
You need someone with a bigger health pool. I just don't know. I'm trying to think of ways that the Jayhawks could adapt to this, but honestly, like,
I'm really finding it interesting that the Ilari is getting value here.
the Ilari's getting insane value.
This
They're
is really
not
crazy.
like that again. Like I said, like that turret just has so much
Well, they've
healing
been
out.
consistently breaking the turret.
Oh, here comes the Ilari ult, but it will not find anybody.
Perfect beat from us.
Oh, nice. We get the Juno. Swirlhawk goes down. Not good.
Yep.
And the Genji ult from the Shockers not really finding much value, but it doesn't matter. His Thinking will die. Wish falls, and now Pills sinks. And it looks like another team fight going the way of Wichita. And Wendy's just going to do his best to kite backwards and try to stay alive. Wait for his team to come back.
I think it's really interesting that Wendy's is on the Tracer because it's normally Thinking.
Yeah, it very much is normally Thinking that's on the Tracer. And again, I think a Mei would just be perfect here for this team composition. They have such an aggressive team composition. If you play together with a Mei, you can isolate so much better.
Yeah, the only issue is they're not really running much of a brawl.
No, but they almost got that Ramatra, but it doesn't matter. That healing turret from the Alari comes out, and the big hack from the Sombra.
Kiriko manages to stay alive here.
It
but
doesn't
just
matter.
gets taken
The
down.
fold,
Just-
the team kill.
Wow. The amount of value their DPS are getting on our backline is just crazy.
It's utterly insane. There's just no survivability. There is no adaptation. No adaptation.
I know this Juno voice line. I'm so sorry. It's distracting me. They're coming up on their Juno ult. Oh, their Alari could get picked off early here, but no, they are falling into the cover with their pylon.
Here comes
Swirlhawk.
Swirlhawk with the
A
kit.
very great angle to take with their Ramatra.
Nope, and he's going to die. Good. The form's out, but there's very little healing coming in.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
Wonderful job.
It was a really good Kitsune. It gave our players mobility,
Have
but
the pulse bomb almost have that Lucio beat, which is that's
they
just
have
so much
Juno
healing.
ult though, so this will be
do.
a really interesting.
They're going to have
engage.
Juno ult, and they're probably going to have Ilari ult,
If I
which will
was
scatter.
Steve right now, I'd be playing more towards the left so we can force that Juno ult into a closed setting and then
But a
just
close
kite
setting,
onto the.
but a close setting is bad with an Ilari ult on the board.
Oh, I didn't see
Really
that.
bad. Because if you
Here
all
we
get
go,
hit
here's
with,
the engage with the Juno ult.
yep, you're just going to miss the axe.
Misses the bleed.
But do they? Oh, but they force out the Alari ult. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Swirl, Thinking, and Sinks are all dead. Pill's going to quickly follow them.
Yep.
And I think that's going to be it.
Yep, that is game.
And now there's a lot to be desired.
Yeah, there is. I'm really just shocked that this Alari got so much as many.
That was insane value.
Yeah, that was really crazy.
But a very quick
Yeah.
3-0 of the
3-0.
Jayhawks by
Goes
the
in
Shockers.
ways of the Shockers. That's really sad. I never like seeing another Kansas team lose against the objectively better.
But I feel very
Kansas
safe in
University.
saying, while I am biased in favor of the Jayhawks, the better team won.
Yeah, it was really a big issue with our backline, which is what we had seen throughout the scrims. So if they just can adapt to that, I think it would be a lot better. But
Yeah, and I think that also, yeah, again, it comes back to like that ability usage and like being able to intelligently like counter what the other team is doing. I mean, like the other team, the Shockers did not have to change their lineup much at all, I think.
yeah, they played really well. I don't really have much else to say. They are in their DPS who are just getting a ton of value because their Ramatra is so scary in that front line. It was almost as though we were playing a little bit too passive, and then their DPS would come around. It's just a little bit harder to kite with the Junker Queen because she needs to be in there in their faces.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the best example of that is just the sudden stall on Eichenwald.
Yep.
Just absolutely no reason to stall there. Just take the fight. You know the Reaper's behind you. You get in there quick. You win.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
that's all from us, folks.
Yeah.
So we will catch you next Tuesday.
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be here, but it'll be fun.
I will
Thanks
be-
for
I will
watching,
be
guys.